Would you go fire?
Let's go.
Behind me are some of the wildest motorcycle tests. Let's see how it growls. When I got there, I was met with panic at the airport. Coronavirus, sandstorm. There's a lot to say about all of this, but today we're here to tell you about the new Yamaha Tracer 700. Now I'll take the key from the compartment and adjust the traction control. I'm switching it. There's no traction control here. No traction control. When you took off, put it in first gear and gave it full throttle, it went up on one wheel, the rear wheel, and just kept riding on that back wheel. Nothing was holding it back. Wonderful, wonderful. The new Yamaha Tracer 700 is a somewhat familiar motorcycle to all of us with a displacement of 700 cubic centimeters. The main changes to the Tracer for the 2020 season are primarily in the front fairing. It's more sporty, more dynamic, and more aggressive. As for the engine itself, there's nothing to worry about here. It's the same tried and true unit we know from the MT-07 or the Yamaha Tenere, so it's a cross-plane engine, two-cylinder inline engine with a 270-degree crankshaft offset, which gives us what's called a fake V-twin. This motorcycle accelerates very dynamically, revs up beautifully, which translates into a lot of riding fun. You can downshift and lean into corners really nicely. I won't show you that because Yamaha asked us not to do any silly things, and we won't be doing anything foolish. Yamaha's marketing people say this is a motorcycle designed for people aged 30 to 35 who work hard during the week in corporations and companies. But when the weekend comes, they want to get out of the city, they want to go for a ride. And for that, this machine is definitely suitable.
As a passenger seat, it's actually pretty good. If you're a bit shorter, you might find the seat is a little short, but thankfully your knees will still be perfectly fine.
Besides that, the lightness of handling and the weight, because here we have to remember that this motorcycle weighs only 196 kilos, which allows you to ride very efficiently and with a lot of pleasure around the city from point A to point B, to work, to the store, to meet up with friends. So it's a very versatile motorcycle, but if we equip it with pannier stand, we have that option in the travel pack version. Here we get panniers, a higher windshield, and a few other elements. Then no trip will be too daunting for us. 2 hooks for straps, and here we also have bolts to which the racks for the top case and side cases are mounted, and we can also use these, if we already have the racks, to attach additional saddlebags or bags. Here around Tenerife, we rode on very winding mountain roads, and this motorcycle is definitely made for that. What immediately stands out is the windshield and its adjustment. This is very simple. We can change the position and height of the windshield with one hand, and that's definitely a big plus for Yamaha. Unfortunately, this windshield is a bit too low. Every time, in every position, the wind hits me straight in the helmet, which simply makes the comfort a bit lower. But if we go back to the travel pack, that is the touring version, there you get a higher windshield, which makes it much easier to ride at highway speeds. Speaking of highway speeds, we have to take the motorcycle's stability into account, right? Here we have a lightweight vehicle, very agile, almost urban, but what about higher speeds? And here, Yamaha's engineers have also thought about that. The swing arm is shifted 10 millimeters to the rear. It may not seem like much, but in addition we have a wider handlebar and a completely different front aerodynamics. All of this results in the whole motorcycle being simply very stable. Oh, and I wouldn't be myself if I forgot about one thing. We can equip our Tracer with an Akrapovic exhaust. It looks pretty good. I'll leave the matter of this can to you. I'll leave the matter of this can up to you. This is what the original can looks like. Akra can, original can. The new Tracer has also received a completely different suspension. We have front adjustment and rear adjustment. In the comments on Facebook, you wrote that the new Tracer is not equipped with an upside-down suspension. That's true, but the classic fork we have here with preload and rebound adjustment is more than sufficient. I rode all day today, and we really rode very dynamically on neutral settings. And honestly, there's nothing to complain about. Even situations where you're flipping the motorcycle from left to right, the suspension handles it well. The instrument cluster also does its job. Here we have a very classic display design. Overall, this motorcycle isn't equipped with a lot of electronics. We have the basics. We turn the ignition key. The display appears before our eyes. On the display, we get all the information: revs, kilometers, fuel level, gear, and so on and so on. Here we can change the values with C, air temperature, engine temperature, total mileage, trip 1, trip 2, and fuel consumption. Instantaneous fuel consumption and overall fuel consumption. We have what we should have. We don't have traction control, which personally made me happy. But of course, if it were there, it wouldn't hurt anyone, provided we could turn it off. We don't have a slipper clutch either. And here again, there are two sides to this. For some, this will be an advantage, for others, a disadvantage. It will definitely be a drawback for people who are just starting to ride motorcycles and are learning to ride these kinds of bikes. When downshifting, you can lock up the wheel. And if you don't know how to ride very well, you might have a problem. Safety is ensured by Pirate Road 4 tires. In this case, they grip really well on these routes. Besides that, the ABS works. There's nothing to complain about here either. The new Tracer has also been equipped with a new seat. And in my opinion, it deserves praise, although I think I'd need to ride more kilometers to say for sure whether it's really good or not. After 240, 250 kilometers, my backside was still perfectly fine to keep going. The seat itself has been raised by 5 millimeters, so it's a little higher, but not so much that shorter people will have a problem with it. Besides, in the travel pack version, we get the motorcycle with an alternative accessory seat, which will be even more comfortable. The new Tracer is characterized by its remarkable ease of handling, but that also means it's quite light. 196 kilograms of weight is exactly the same as its predecessor, but here we have to remember that the 2020 Tracer meets the Euro 5 standard, has an additional catalytic converter, and a few other things that add weight. So how did Yamaha's engineers manage to keep the weight down? So first of all, we have a new fairing, which is lighter. We have a new battery. When I took off the seat, I was surprised by its size. It's really a tiny little battery. The computer shows that fuel consumption is 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers. Yamaha says that with this motorcycle, we can get the fuel consumption down to just over 4 liters. It holds 17 liters of fuel here, which is quite a lot. The new Tracer is a motorcycle that I think I can recommend to you if you're looking for a bike for the new season. It's extremely versatile, not very demanding to ride, and I'm sure that riders who are just starting their adventure with motorcycles will be satisfied with it. Of course, I'm not saying it should be your very first motorcycle, but even if it is, I think you'll manage just fine. We have a challenge how to raise the seat on the Tracer.
Yes, that's absolutely right. I completely agree. Do I have the box first? I have a point.
You have a point?
I have a point.
Hey there. Sandwich. And under the seat we have a toolkit, a tiny compartment, and the fuses, of course. I hope no one will have to look in here, either during this trip or any future trips. I'm putting the seat back on. I did it with one hand. In the meantime, thank you all. I invite you to follow our website, where you'll find the full review and first impressions of riding the new Tracer 700, and soon you'll be able to read all about it in the magazine. And then I hope to cover the topic thoroughly and describe the Tracer 700 in detail. Give us a moment. See you. Take care. Bye. Okay, I'm finished.